Welcome. We're going to look at the ratio test for convergence or divergence of a series. Our first step is we make sure that our series has non-zero terms. Then, case one, the series, and these are infinite series, converges absolutely when you apply the ratio test and you take your an term, you replace all your n's with n plus 1. That's your numerator. The original an term, and this can be found in your series. You make a ratio, apply a limit as n goes to infinity. If the ratio test comes out less than 1, you have an absolutely convergent series. If that limit comes out greater than 1 or infinity, then it diverges. If your ratio test comes out to exactly 1, our test is inclusive, and you just try to find another test that you can apply. Let's look at some examples. Our first example, we have the sum from 1 to infinity of 3 over n factorial. Our an term is 3 over n factorial. If you replace the n's with an n plus 1, then that gives you 3 over n plus 1 factorial. Setting up our limit for the ratio test, we have the limit as n goes to infinity, absolute value of our a sub n plus 1 term, over our a sub n term. This is a complex fraction, so you can rewrite it as numerator times the denominator flipped. Over here to your far right, the numerator, 3 over n plus 1 factorial, your n plus 1 factorial can be rewritten as n plus 1 times n factorial. That will allow you to get some good cancellations with the 3 and the n factorial. The only thing left is 1 over n plus 1, and as n approaches infinity, this fraction will approach 0. That is a value less than 1, so we have an absolutely convergent infinite series. Our second example, let's see, maybe that'll be good enough. We'll have another example. But anyway, the top example, we have the series, the sum from 0 to infinity, n minus 1 factorial over 3 to the n power. Our a sub n term is highlighted. When we go to write our a sub n plus 1, we have n plus 1 minus 1, that's n factorial, and 3 to the n plus 1. So be careful with that numerator. N plus 1 minus 1 is just n. Applying our ratio test, we have the limit as n goes to infinity of our a sub n plus 1 term times the reciprocal of our a sub n term. So our a sub n plus 1 times a sub n flipped over. Upper left, n factorial, you can write that as n times n minus 1 factorial. Those n minus 1 factorials will cancel. 3 to the n plus 1 power can be written as 3 to the n times 3 to the 1. 3 to the n's will cancel. The terms that didn't cancel are this n and that 3. So we have the limit as n goes to infinity of n over 3, which is going to go to infinity. And that's part 2 of divergent. Our third example, we have the infinite series n factorial over n to the n power. So we're going to try to see if there's a specific sum if we go from 1 to infinity and add up all these terms. Our a sub n term is n factorial over n to the n power. Our a sub n plus 1 term is replace all 3 of these n's with n plus 1's. Be careful. N plus 1 factorial over n plus 1 to the n plus 1 power. Setting up our ratio test, we have the limit as n goes to infinity of our a sub n plus 1. In the black ink, that's n plus 1 factorial over n plus 1 to the n plus 1 power, times the reciprocal of our a sub n term, which is n to the n power over n factorial. N plus 1 factorial can be rewritten as n plus 1 times n factorial. The n factorials will cancel, leaving us with n plus 1 over n plus 1 to the n plus 1 power times n to the n. This bottom left can be rewritten as n plus 1 to the n times n plus 1 to the first, and that'll account for that 1. Cancel your n plus 1s, and finally we are down to limit as n approaches infinity of n to the n power over n plus 1 to the n power, which can be written as a single fraction to the n power. Be very careful here. In class, I initially made a mistake of saying, well, that goes to 1 and that goes to infinity, so 1 to the infinity surely would be a 1, but it's not. It's an indeterminate form. And so what we did in class was, let me get some ink up here, is we took that and wrote it as y equals n over n plus 1 to the n, and then I took the natural log of both sides and brought that exponent down. Now, I'm not going to go through the full details of the rest of it, but what we did was we set this up as a cal 1 indeterminate form and had to use L'Hopital's. Eventually, when you figure out the right side of this red equation, you come out with a value of -1. Now, to get it back into the terms of y, in other words, to take the ln back off of it, you had to raise both sides. You had to exponentiate with an e, because e and natural log are inverses. Long story short, it winds up going to e to the -1, which is 1 over e. And because that has a value less than 1, we have a convergence for this series. We can claim that's a convergent series. Our ratio test came out with a value less than 1. I hope this video helps. If you need any questions answered, email, stop by the office, give me a call. I'll be happy to try and help.